back to Yoga with Cass. I am Cassandra and I will be guiding you through a yin yoga practice today for tight hips. So I'm going to work on that lower body and really get deeper into the fascia and connective tissue around your muscles. So for yin poses, it's typically held for 5 to 7 minutes. Today's practice will be a little bit of shorter holds, so feel free to take them longer at home if you do wish, but I will keep you in the pose for about 3 minutes today, okay? So you can take it at your own pace. If you want to go shorter, if you want to do the pose longer, it's completely up to you, but I'm just going to give you the tools to help you at home. So for today's practice, you might need 2 blocks, a pillow, or even a blanket just to pad up the knees a little bit more. Get your props and let's begin our yin practice for our hips. So starting off at the back of your mat kneeling, we are going to make our way into a tabletop shape. So walk your hands forward, shoulders will be right over our wrist, hips over the knees. We'll take a few cat and cows to start off. Belly falls, chest lifts, chin lifts, coming into your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine the opposite way, making your way into cat pose, press the ground away. Again, inhale for cow pose. Exhale, round it back for cat. One more time, inhale. Exhale, round back. Inhale, make your way back to a neutral spine. Now from here, we're going to extend our right leg back. We're going to step our right foot outside of our right hand and then sink our hips nice and low. So from here, if you do need your props, you can grab your blocks, take them underneath the hands, coming into our lizard lunge. Make sure that front knee is right over the ankle. If it feels comfortable here, you can carefully roll to the outer edge of that right foot. So I'll back up a little bit just so you can see. So the sole of my foot is off of the ground. Just make sure your knee is safe here. And then sink the hips nice and low. So coming into this lizard lunge, we are going to be here for about another 2 minutes. So don't go into the fullest expression of your pose yet. We want to really focus on our breath here. Each inhale, filling yourself up. Each exhale, releasing and letting go, falling deeper into your posture. And just noticing where the stretch is and where you feel it the most. That's typically where we are the tightest in our body. So just breathing into those areas, send your energy there. And if at any point you do wish to intensify your pose at all, you can always drop onto the elbows, either on the forearms, on the block, or on the floor, depending on your flexibility level. Try to maintain square hips here, so you don't want that left hip to drop too much. You want to keep the hips parallel and facing forward. So in our yin practice, we typically stay still, so trying to find stillness in each posture without any fidgets or wiggles or fixing clothing items, really getting into that meditation practice of stillness and mindfulness. The only way that we do back out of a pose or go further is if you want to intensify, so as we just did, dropping on the elbows, maybe going a little deeper, or if the pose does not feel good anymore and you don't feel like it's serving you, you can always back out of the pose a little bit. So other than that, we do want to stay quite still, but if you need to adjust either further or less from your pose, go right ahead. And we'll take our transitional breaths together. So let's exhale freely. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, if you're on your forearm, slowly start to press your way back up onto the hands. You're going to start to lift the hips back, roll onto the sole of the right foot again if it was off to the side. Shift your hips back and then flex your toes towards the face. So we're in a little bit of a wider half split here. If you need to, you can walk your blocks or hands back so they're right underneath the shoulders. And this right leg can either be micro bent, so a little bend in the knee, or you can come to complete lengthening and straightening that front leg. So just stretching out the calf, the hamstring of that right leg. A few more breaths here. You won't stay too long, just a little counter pose. And then we'll move our props off to the side. From here, you're going to plant your hands down, bend back into the front knee. You're going to send your right leg up and back where it came from. Slide it back, extend. Just release, knee down, and let's shift those hips side to side. Release any tension here. Nice. Let's make our way to the opposite side. So left leg is going to extend up and back. Inhale. Exhale, step the left foot outside of your left hand. Deep bend into the left knee. Sink the hips a little bit lower. So coming into that lizard lunge. Again, carefully rolling to the outer edge of the left foot if that feels comfortable. If not, you keep the sole of the foot on the floor. Now this side may be a little bit tighter. Try not to force it. Listen to your body and respect its boundaries. If you do need those blocks, you can prop your blocks underneath the hands. And just make sure both hips are facing forward. So again, we don't want to sway the hips either way, twisting or turning. Make sure they're facing the top of your mat. And again, finding stillness here, working on your breath to help ease into the pose. Using it as a tool to help guide you further. And if you do wish to go a little further into the pose, you can drop onto the forearms, either on blocks or onto the floor. Trying not to hold any unnecessary tension here. And just giving into gravity. Let the body be heavy. And this will help get into deeper connective tissue and fascia in the body. So not only releasing muscles, but all the dense tissues around it. Now let's come into our 3 transitional breaths together. We'll inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. If you are pressed onto the forearms, you're slowly going to lift your way back up onto the hands. One hand at a time, go slow. Take a few breaths here. Just readjusting to how this feels. And now we're safely going to reverse this all. So left foot presses down onto the ground. Your hips are going to slowly take you back. Reverse really, really slowly just to release any tension. Left toes are going to flex towards the face. And we're slowly going to walk the blocks back right underneath the shoulders. Flex the toes back. Puff the chest forward. Again, you can keep a micro bend in that left knee if you need to. And for this variation, it's a little bit of a wider half split here. So both hands will be inside the left leg. Just breathing into the back of the left leg for another 3, 2, 1. Remove your props off to the side. Carefully ground your hands back down. And from here, you're going to press into the ground, slide that left foot back, extend for a breath, exhale, lower, and then just sway the hips side to side, releasing any tension here. And then from here, we are going to sit back onto the heels, coming into a brief child's pose. Reach your hands forward and out. Release the forehead down, just for a few breaths. Inhale to fill up. Exhale to release. Once more, inhale. Exhale.